And we're back with some mono black popper. I'm going to be going over the deck, doing a little deck tech here. It's mono black control. Speaks for itself. It's a really fun deck. What you're basically trying to do is just kill all their creatures, lay down your creatures, maybe hit one of their creatures with this oblette, and then windmill slam a big fat Gary, Grey Merchant of Asphodel. You want him big. You want Gary to come to the to the company party, get smashed, and you know do big crazy things. That's what kind of Gary you want. You want a big crazy, a lot of devotion to black. 6, 8, 10. And it's definitely a possibility in this deck with Oblet, Chittering Rats, Kumbaj Witches. Those they all have double black in their casting cost. And then you've got the Phyrexian Ragers, the Crypt Rats, and the Gurmag Anglers. They all single black, but still they count for devotion. It's a pretty standard list here. Bunch of Chainer's Edicts, Kumbaj Witches, Geth's Verdict, Signing Bloods, Victim of Nights, Oblet, Chittering Rats, Read the Bones, some Phyrexian Ragers, a Singleton Crypt Rats, a couple Tendrils of Corruption, more removal with life gain, full boat of Garys, couple Gurmag Anglers over here. We got a Fun of Duress and a Fun of Undying Evil, and Undying Evil can do some pretty wicked things. Say they kill your Gary. Well, you Undying Evil it and get some more drain gain going. It's really awesome. Had a game earlier that I Undying Eviled a Phyrexian Rager and got to redraw another card, and it was a relevant card, and that was awesome. And then rounding it out, we have 23 land and a couple disfigure. We have, 18 swamps, 4 barren moors, and a singleton Bajuka Bog, just for funsies. Gets them every time. They never see it coming. Over here in the sideboard, we have 3 more Duress. We have a couple Diabolic Edicts, just more creature removal. This one of Shrivel, uh, that's really good against elves and stuff. It's pretty cool. The 4th Kumbaj Witch, 4 full boat of Choking Sands, great land room destruction spell. Singleton Akiba Gang Shinobi, a Singleton Corrupt, and a couple Nihil spell bombs for some more graveyard removal. So, yeah, there it is. Straight up, straight out of low cash, mono black popper coming at you. Better watch out. And we'll be back with some matches right after this. What's up, everybody? This is Darkstar, hanging out, jamming some mono black control and popper. Might be going to a LGS this next weekend on the 28th to play in a popper tournament, so we're gonna jam some mono black popper all week, hopefully, and see where we're at against the field. Get in some good testing. Opponent good looks have funds us, so we will do the same. Starts out on Darksteel Citadel after they mulligan to 6 cards. Alright, we'll lead off with a swamp. And we will pass the turn. See what we got going here. Opponent plays another Darksteel Citadel into a Prophetic Prism. And draws a card, does nothing else. We're going to cast these dirty Bogwater Kumbaj Witches. Dirty water witches. They'll get you every time. They'll get you every time. That's for sure. Opponent's getting green mana. Ooh, he's playing the Carapace Forger with Metalcraft. So it'll be a 4/4. But unfortunately for our opponent, it is all for nigh. We's gonna kill it on our turn. Dun dun dun. We's gonna make him kill it himself. We're gonna begin combat. Ping in with our Kumbaj Witches. We'll pass the turn back to our opponent. Seems to be somewhat mana hosed here. Gonna play a chromatic star, excuse me. He's gonna bolt my witches, my dirty bogwater witches, swamp water witches. Damn it, man. Oh, now we will rage. You will feel our rage of the Phyrexian Rager. All the rage of Phyrexia built up inside him. So opponent's going to play a Springleaf Drum, but you must have creatures for that. He will Thoughtcast. See what he gets. Nothing. No land. That is good on our end. Is that what we want to do? Yeah, we'll duress him. See what they're twerking with. So they got a fling and a fling and a fling. They got a Natogatog, a Gear Seeker Serpent for each artifact. So we'll just take this artifact. Who cares? One less artifact for them. We got one more card to delve away for the angler here. So let's consult their hand again. Atog, fling, fling, bolt, and this Gear Seeker Serpent. So what we can do here is we've got 1, 2. We'll just read them bones. Definitely put that on the bottom. We'll put that on the top. Lay a land. Keep open the cycling on the moor or disfigure if we have an opening to use that spell. The good thing here is they're going to have to tap one of their citadels into the Prophetic Prism to make colored mana. They make red, so they're going to play the Atog. And so they've got 4 things here to sack. I'm going to make them sack something to it. And he lets it die. Because right then, give them the choice. They're going to either have to keep it or they're going to have to sack some things to it when it's not good for them, like on their instep, when it ain't going to do anything but turn back into a 1-2. So we've got plenty of stuff here. We're going to sign in blood ourselves. We've already laid a land. We can play a Kumbaj, Dirty Bogwater Witch. So we got 2 mana left here. We can go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We will do that. Keep Chainer's Edict in the graveyard, because next turn we can lay a swamp and we will have the mana to flash it back. So opponent's in a real tough position here. In order to play this Serpent, they're going to need some kind of blue mana. One less. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they can play it for 3, but they need double blue, and the only way to get that is having a blue land here. They can certainly bolt the Phyrexian Rager. His rage has been extinguished, but he raged. So now we have the mana for Chainer's Edict if we need it. So 4, 5. We're going to cycle this, play this, make him put one of those spells back on top of his library. And we should have game next turn, unless something crazy happens. He Galvanic blasts our Chittering Rats, but that's okay, because that took his whole turn. Now we should just be able to swing in and finish our opponent off with the Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Can't tap fast enough. Bang! There's the first game. We get it. Alright. So we want to bring this Corrupt in. Probably want these Diabolic Edicts. This Corrupt. Anything that can destroy creatures. The Shrivel will probably be good. We can destroy his non-basics, which is all of the artifact lands except for the Citadel. And we won't need Duress here, because really they're only running Galvanic Blasts, Lightning Bolts, and we saw Flings and stuff of that nature, but we have to kill their creatures. They can't be messing around doing other stuff. It's just kill their creatures, windmill slam ours. We're going to take out these Kumbaj Witches. All because they really don't attack well. So we need to get rid of 3 more cards here. We want to keep all of those. We can get rid of this Undying Evil. It's our little fun of. We'll get rid of a Sign in Blood. And we'll get rid of this Crypt Rats. And we'll run the deck like that. Hopefully we can get Shrivel in real quick on them. Kill a bunch of other creatures with it. Good game them up. We'll keep this. We have the Shrivel. Hopefully we can get like a 3-for-1 with it. There's our Rager, who will be bringing the Phyrexian Rage upon our opponent. Dark Steel Citadel, Great Furnace. So we're just gonna cycle this guy into another cycler. Play this. We've got the Choking Sands for their furnace. We have a Diabolic Edict or a Shrivel for a first removal spell. Ooh. So opponent does not play a land. We're going to hopefully punish them with the Choking Sands. Leave them with 1 mana. And this is looking great. So we will bring the Phyrexian Rage. With the Phyrexian Rager. Draws a card, so we'll lay a land and keep open this Barrenmoor cycle at the end of their turn. They find another Darksteel Citadel, but it's looking like they have a bunch of colored spells in their hand because they're not playing anything. Go into attacks. Swing. We will bring the Rage. The Rage has been brought. We want to play this Chittering Rats and make you put a card back on top of your library, so you would just get a redraw. If you didn't play anything last turn, you possibly will not play anything this turn. That just gets me one more turn ahead. We can Windmill Slam this Gary after we attack. And I mean, it's unfortunate for our opponent that they're not drawing stuff, but that is one part of the game it's horrible, especially when it's on your end and you're not drawing mana. It really sucks not to be able to play Magic. But them's the breaks, kid. And he's drawing a bunch of cards, so it doesn't look like he was getting out of that anytime soon. Alright. Let's just see if we can jump right back into one. The Mono Black Control. We'll take him any way we can get him. This looks promising. We've got a removal spell, a couple removal spells. We got a cycler here. Food for the Gurmag Angler. The Zombie Fish from the Dead Lake. Mortician Beetle. Whenever we sack a dude or Reno, he gets a +1/+1. Well, that's something I'm going to enjoy murdering. Coming out hard. Yeah, I see where you're going here. So we're going to Chainer's Edict. Well, first on the end there in step, we're gonna cycle this Barrenmoor. We're gonna get punched for 2. No blocks. Cycle this into another cycler. Go ahead and sack a dude. An El Duderino. He sacks the wolf. That makes the Mortician Beetle bigger. But that's okay, because we are just going to oblit that on our turn. Jungle Hollow gains them a life. unearthed the young wolf. So we're going to have to get this angler down pretty quick. Getting in there for 7. Ouch. This must be done. Oblet. This guy. Now the opponent can use Carrion Feeder's ability and sacrifice this Mortician Beetle. He does. And that's okay. Not the young wolf has his undying counter on him. We can Chainer's Edict. He will probably sack a dude in response. He's got another young wolf, eh? Yep, sack the young wolf. Comes back. Getting in for 7. And we're conceding here. There's nothing we can do about that. Okay, so the rest does nothing. Crip Rats is probably too slow. We can bring in some Diabolic Edicts. Shrivel could possibly get him on the first few turns. Take out this Undying Evil. Might want this Corrupt. Definitely want these Spell Bombs because they did have some Graveyard Reclamation. So we'll take out an Angler. We'll take out a Sign in Blood. We'll take out a Kumbaj Witches. We'll just run it like that. We'll see what that does. A little added removal. Maybe we can pop Shrivel off early in the game. Get a few of their creatures before they can start sacrificing and making them bigger. So opponent is deciding whether to mulligan. They keep at 6. They scry to the bottom. We'll lead off on Swamp and have Disfigure at the ready. Or we can cycle this Baron more. They play a Kalani Garden and get a little 0/1. We'll go ahead and cycle the Baron more. We'll go ahead and pass the turn. We'll see what they don't have any black mana quite yet. When it dies? So we'll get that. You'll get a 3/3. We'll lay this Bajuka Bog, make it get rid of that boar. You did upgrade into a 3/3, but And you're rancoring it up. He's getting in for 5. So we will most likely Phyrexian Rager next turn to get a blocker out. Do we want to do that, or would we just Chainer's Edict instead? Just Chainer's Edict. Get rid of a creature. What creature did he unearth? Oh, he cycles unearthed. Okay. Cycled unearth. Did not remember that unearth had cycling. So there's Gary mana. First we'll run out this Rager. We will show them the rage of Phyrexia. And that's corrupt mana. So we've got enough to play both spells in our hand. This Mortician Beetle, he gon' die. Rancoring him up. Rancoring him up. He's got him a 5/1 Beetle. We're gonna make him put one of them cards back on top of his library. And we're gonna try to soak up as much of the damage as we possibly can here. We're just gonna block. Okay. So this creature's gonna live. That's okay. It's down to 1 card. That's even better. Let's go ahead and sack that guy. And get your Rancors back. Swing in here. I've still got Corrupt and Gary to gain some life. So I shouldn't be in that big of trouble. We'll play Gary now. No reason to wait. We could wait until we got this Oblet out, but we'll leave the Oblet in hand. Just get his next threat. Let him Rancor up a threat. Since we know at least 2 of the cards in his hand are Oblet. Okay, we'll pass the turn. So we know at least 2 of his cards are Rancor. Swinging in. Gary's getting in there. And we're just gonna leave up this Barrenmore cycling. Okay. So we're gonna hopefully Oblet that. That could work. Ooh, that is real nice. This guy. And we have a big Gary next turn. They're going to go to 7. And we got 6 on either way we do it, corrupt or Gary. Oh, okay. They get their dude back. But it is tapped, unfortunately for them. So if they do play a creature, we're just going to go ahead and guess verdict. To make them 6. And then we can corrupt them. And it should be lethal. Yep, they get a boar. A big boar. But that's okay. And 6 ya. Alright, game 3. We're going to bring this Undying Evil back in. And we'll take out this Read the Bones. And we'll just go like that. See if we can't trudge through this game 3. There's a Bajuka Bog. We're on the draw. The opponent leads on Mortician Beetle. There's a land. We knew we would get it. Never didn't have it. So let's see how crazy they can get. Oh, pretty crazy. But they don't have a sacrifice outlet. So we're just going to lay down a blocker. One that can pick off these creatures before he can get to sacking them, hopefully. Well, there's his sacrifice outlet. Yep. Gonna sacrifice both of them? Oh, we used it for mana, huh? Elephant Guide. So we'll block the one we can block. Put one of those cards back on top of your library. We're gonna pass the turn back to our opponent. You don't have green mana. So We'll take the 5 again. We don't want him to kill our Kumbaj witches, so we'll let that go away. Get rid of that. And we'll make him sack a dude. Not ideal, but his Mortician Beetle will get bigger, but he's going to lose a sacrifice outlet. Yep. His beetle gets a little bigger. Sure, he'll be playing the Brindle Shoat. We need untapped mana so we can win some Windmill Slam a Gary. Yeah, you get a dude. We'll go down to 2. And we're done skis. They win the match. Let's try to get into another one here. And we're back with some mono black control action. See what we got going. Well, that's definitely a mulligan. Oh, I meant to keep that one. Keep that right there. And we're playing an elf deck. So it's good that we got 3 pieces of removal in our hand. We're just gonna bop that one off right there. We don't want you having a fine torn elf. Make a second dude. They missed a land drop. Land. Well, we can play Kumbaj, which is I can kill this elf on my turn. Once the dirty bogwater witches loses summoning sickness. Yep, they're gonna gain 3 life. Gonna kill that one. Play this Sign in Blood. Find land, that's nice. So we got the opponent down to 4 cards. So they're leading the stampede. Nothing. Oh, wow. That is quite amazing. They run 30. Uh, and they went ahead and just conceded that game there after their slight misplay. So they're running elves. We know it. So we want diabolic edicts. We want all the removal we can get, or they'll swarm the board. The shrivel might be nice. This corrupt probably is good. This duress is no good, because they probably barely run any spells at all. I'm gonna shave Sign in Blood. I'm gonna shave. I'm gonna shave a rager. Shaving a rager. We're shaving a razor. And these Kumbaj witches, they can go. We'll put in this Akiba gang. And one spell bomb. I don't know if they play anything worth cracking, worth exiling their graveyard, but hell, it draws us a card, so why not? We'll keep this weird hand. Two more lands, and we've got Tendrils mana. We like their creatures to be dead. So we'll play that. Baron Moor tapped. Pass the turn. Our opponent does nothing. Mulligan to 6, and he put the top card. He scried to the top. So that priest is gonna have to die. We must burn the priest. You die. We don't need you hanging out, giving our opponent more mana. Oh, he's blue. There's blue in them thar hills of rolling forests. Sylvan Ranger. Gonna go find our opponent another land. Forest entered the revealed zone. Make you sack one of them Deuterinos. It'll be Sylvan Ranger. I'll do this. Get rid of those two out of your graveyard. Hopefully, next turn we can find us something good, like an untapped land, and we will kill this Nettle Sentinel. No, we will kill Lissalana Huntmaster. Oh, okay. You die. We don't need you hanging around. You keep casting them, we'll keep killing them, opponent. If we can get... we'll lay this rats, and that'll keep them off attacking. And that'll make them put that last card back on top, so it's a redraw. Which it was a land. They're going to gain 2. There's just a land. We'll go ahead and swing in. We ain't scared. We don't want you gaining any more life, buckaroo. He gets to untap his elf warrior. So I imagine he'll swing. So there's our 5th land. So we can crip rats and pop it for 2. Which will destroy everything on the board. Opponent has nothing in hand. We'll just play this other crip rats. It's not a redraw, but oh well. They're going to choose elf. They're going to draw 2 cards. They're going to play an elvish mystic. And I believe that is which... No, we're not going to block because we're just going to wipe the board. We're going to attack and see if he lets it through or not. They do. I'm going to play this Crypt Rats for all 3. Everything will die. Make you sack a dude. Leave open this Baron more. Cycle it. That's what I like to see. Get rid of that guy. He did. Gain some life with Gary. Get him. Birchlore Rangers. That is what the elf with morph is. Timberwatch elf. We're gonna go ahead and crack this in the Hill Spell Bomb. Draw Gary? No. Do I have a Chainer's Edict? Do I have a Chainer's Edict? Tendrils, chittering rats. No, I do not. Lay land. Pass the turn. So he's got a morph. Leave the chittering rats. You're gonna flip them. They bounce off one another. I could have played Shrivel there. Looking for Gary Corrupt. Gary Corrupt. Gary or Corrupt. There it is. Bang. And I win the match. Unfortunately, there wasn't much of a game one. So, there's a few matches with Mono Black Popper. We'll be back soon. And we're back with some more Mono Black Control action. Had some pretty good games so far. Hoping to keep the trend going. We'll keep this. We got a couple Sign-In Bloods, a Victim of Night, into a Gary. Seems pretty good. Let's see what our opponent is on. Opponent leads off with Island. I draw an Oblette. We will play a Swamp, pass the turn. Opponent plays another Island, so they have Counterspell mana up. And since we have 7 cards in our hand, we do not want to Sign-In Blood quite yet. We're just going to keep up this Victim of Night. Maybe the Baron more. Looks like we're up against blue-black control. Some sort of Dimir variant. There we go. We'll try to run out this Rager. Try to show them our Phyrexian Rage. But no, they're going to counter it and draw a card. Okay. Opponent plays another island. Casts a Preordain. Let's see what they're going to do. Scry 2. Draw a card. Let's see what they're on. They're going to scry to the top or the bottom. 2 cards on top and they draw a card, so they liked what they got going. Well, we're just going to attempt to Sign-In Blood. Drawing a land, it resolves. We draw a land and a Chainer's Edict. Play the land, pass the turn. Accumulated knowledge. Accumulated knowledge. The Augur of Bolas. Put It's preordained to the revealed card zone. Plays an island. Cast the preordain. So we can attempt to victim of night it on their end step, and if they choose to counterspell it, then we'll oblit, so we can get our black devotion up. So we'll just attempt to kill the Bola Augur now. It resolves. Augur dead. There's our fifth and final land for Gary. We're going to attempt to sign in blood again. That resolves. We'll try to show them our Phyrexian rage. Does this get counterspelled? No, it does not. So we draw Chittering Rats, which is nice. Let's go ahead and pass the turn after all that jazz. And now see what the opponent's got for us on their turn. Got him in the tank. Oh, now they play Chainer's Edict. Okay, we sack a dude. Okay, another land. So we're gonna lead with these Chittering Rats. And that draws a counter spell. And we have nothing else to do this turn, so we'll just pass. They preordain. Both cards on top. Oh, the zombie fish. So we got a couple ways of trying to get rid of that. There's our seventh. So land. So what we're gonna attempt to do first is Chainer's Edict. And that resolves. So then we're just gonna pass the turn. We will play Preordain. Opponent plays Augur of Bolas. I've got a Deprive. We're going to let them deprive this if they so choose. They do not. Now they go into discard mode because they have 8 cards in hand. They get rid of a Denrova Horror. So now we're going to Bajuka Bog them. So they don't have any more. We'll just throw out this gray merchant. We don't want them to have any more Gurmag Angler shenanigans. That's why we would Jugabog. They went ahead and had a counterspell. Oh well. Kind of figured they did. We know they have a Deprive in hand. Cast the Mully Drifter. Lays a Swamp. We could Victim of Night that, but I think it's better to Oblet. Creature. Put a card back on top of your library, sir. Have them with a redraw. Play this Oblet. Get their Mole Drifter. We don't want to kill it because we don't want it coming back somehow, some way. Seven cards in hand. Six lands on the battlefield. What are you tanking on over there, opponent? Plays a Dinrova Horror. Okay. We will discard that Oblet. They get to draw two cards. They'll be discarding one of them. No, they will not. Dinrova Horror must die. Get in for two with the rats. While the opponent is tapped out. Oh. We will get in on our gray merchant. Have our removal spell at the ready for another Dinrova Horror. What'll be nice about that is we'll be able to, if they do Dinrova Horror us, ooh, we'll have to discard a card. No, that won't be good. So if they Dinrova Horror us and put either of the creatures back in our hand, we'll probably pitch that creature so to keep tendrils up to kill the Dinrova Horror. Let's see here. We do have a Chainer's Edict in the yard. We can use that. If we don't draw anything worth playing next turn and don't want to pop off this tendrils yet. Turn 11 here. opponent's got 8 cards in their hand, and they are thinking hard about something. Well, what are you doing over there, opponent? Getting in for 2 flying? Okay, that is just fine. Pass the turn to us. Probably got a whole handful of counter spells. He's got to discard a Ghastly Demise. We're going to attempt to get in with both creatures. It hits. We'll pass the turn. Keeping these cards in our hand. What is he going to do? He's going to Hieroglyphic Illumination to draw 2 cards. He's got 9 cards in his hand. Sandbag this land in case he plays Denrova Horror. So we'll have something to discard to it. So we don't have to discard whatever they bounce or tendrils. And did not buy it back. Echoing Decay. Okay. Demir Aqueduct. So I will read the bones. Well, put that on top. Put that on top. Play this Chittering Rats. Make you put one of them cards back there, buddy. And I have plenty of cards in my graveyard for Delve. Get in while he's only got 1 island showing. This, this, that. Bang, bang. Skeet, skeet. It's a good read the bones. Playing Mystical Teachings. They're going to reveal it, put it in their hand. And I win the game there. So we're going to bring in a Corrupt. We're going to bring in a Kiba Gang Shinobi. We want Diabolic Edict, I imagine. Duress seems good. These seem okay. We'll get rid of that. What did we see out of our opponent? Creature-wise. Mold Drifter, Denrova Horror, Augur of Bolas. So these disfigures don't really kill a lot. And we can get rid of a Kumbaj, which is... We'll just get rid of all 3 of them. We'll cut a Angler. We'll cut a Crypt Rats. We'll cut a Silent Blood. And we'll play it like this, where we'll just add some Duress to get some of their removal and their counterspells out of our way. Play a couple Nihil Spell Bombs to get rid of their graveyard, so no Delve or flashback shenanigans. Diabolic Edict because they do play a fair amount of creatures. Corrupt because it's corrupt. Akiba Gang just to ninjutsu in with the shinobi and try to get them to discard some cards. Get a little advantage on them. So we've got a Duress and a Nihil Spellbomb straight out the gate. They start on a tapped land. We draw a removal spell, so we're gonna see what they're up to. So we'll take the Preordain from them. Looks like they've only got one more land in hand. That is good. And currently we have no creatures to play, so we'll lay this Nihil Spellbomb. We'll pass the turn, leaving up a Barrenmoor cycling at the end of their turn. See if we can get them. They play an Augur, so it's one of their new cards they drew. Luckily this does not get them land. What did they reveal? Counterspell? With no way to play it. We'll cycle this. We'll make them sack a dude. Go to our second main phase. Lay this land. Pass the turn. Now they gotta wonder, do they want to keep Counterspell up? And they will. So they'll just Counterspell our first guy. We'll run it out there anyway. They'll either Counterspell it or they'll Chainer's Edict it on their turn. They're going to counter this. Okay. And that's just fine. That means they've got 2 dead cards in their hand still. There's their third land. So we got not much going on. Just like they don't have much going on. They can evoke this Mole Drifter though on their turn. They could have done it last turn. I don't know why they didn't. So there's our 4th land. So now Tendrils is live. They've got to discard a card. They discard Chainer's Edict. We'll duress them. See what they got going. Unless they choose to counterspell this. They don't. So we're going to get rid of Soul Manipulation. Seems like a card to get rid of. I should have kept that. Accumulated knowledge. So they've got 29 counter spells in their hand. Are they evoking? No. So they're just going to counterspell it. So this is not a very interesting game too. They get to see their demise. They're probably going to take tendrils, I imagine. They're not really going to do much, and I'm not going to do much. Nope, they take Victim of Night. And they play the Augur. They show us another duress. Well, we'll just Diabolic Edict it. We'll go ahead and crack the Spell Bomb now. Drew a Barrenmore, which we will promptly cycle into another duress. We will duress them. They have nothing. They do have a Chainer's Edict. We're going to take Chainer's Edict. And we're going to go. What's this? Okay. So then we're going to this. Play our Gurmag Angler. Now that he can't counter it or kill it. We're going to leave up nothing because we need a fourth land to play Tendrils. So they get a fourth land. They can choose Chainer's Edict or Tendrils. Most likely Tendrils. Get rid of that. They still have counter magic up. But that is okay. Because now I'm going into beat face mode with Gurmag. See if they counter this Rats. I imagine they will. They do the exclude where they draw a card. That is fine. There's just one card we don't know about. Boy, they're not. They're finally going to play this Mold Drifter. Hopefully they do not draw a land, or if they do, it'll be a tapped one or a swamp. So they will not be able to play this counterspell. It is an Aqueduct, which is that is considered tapped. So we can get under a counterspell now. It's a perfect opportunity to do so. A little premature there. Go through damage steps first. Take the opponent down to 7. Pass the turn back. They can Denrova Horror. Amongst other things. So they Denrova Horror. They're probably going to bounce our Gurmag. Make us discard a card. Just discard Chainer's Edict. We're 2 lands away from being able to flash it back. Din Rovahor, just as I suspected. Put my Gurmag back in my hand. I'll discard Change's Edict. What else you got, opponent? So we have... Oh, he's just going to go ahead and concede. What I was planning on doing was Diabolic Edicting into Phyrexian Rager. So I would have drawn a land, I would have played land and recast the Angler, and we would have done bad things. So that's awesome. We win the match. We'll be back soon with another one.